Welcome to this 7-part Rome Total War series in which we are going to spectate the AI for the next 170 years to up until 100 BC. That's going to be 340 turns and I'm going to cover it in the next 7 episodes. Welcome to Rome Total War, an AI only campaign. So, as many of you know, I've done a lot of these before for Medieval 2 and all the Kingdoms expansions, but now I thought it was time that I come to Rome Total War, and I know this is going to be a good series. Just subscribe now because you're going to want to see how this series turns out. The first ever AI only campaign for Rome Total War. I'm of course playing as rebels and that's how I spectate. And just as a very quick disclaimer, there is one other mod that I'm running. It's a public order mod. It just, trust me, the game needs it, otherwise, you know, an empire cannot build an empire of any more than 10 settlements without it collapsing to rebels. So yeah, this just fixes that and means that actual empires are possible for the AI. But that's enough of this. Let's start the series. Now, first of all, who do you think is going to win? I'm curious. Of course, usually my AI only time lapses, it's a Roman faction, but we're not having those extra 200 turns, we're only going to 100 BC. My time lapses are usually 540 turns, this is only going to be 340 turns, so maybe, usually at this point, the Romans don't have the time to actually build the big empires they have because they usually have to wait until Marian reforms until they can, you know, go crazy like that, so it might not be a Roman faction. My Roman guess, however, will be the Brutii. However, my second guess, I think I'm going to go Egypt for my second guess. They usually do quite well. I won't know what your vote is down in the description. And yeah, that's everything I've had to say, I think. Let's just start the series and hope it's a good one. Alright, so first turn in, as expected. Who saw it any other way? The Julii attack Segesta. And of course they took it. So well done to the Julii for taking the first settlement there. I'm not going to show the fall of every single rebel settlement, just a few of the important ones. And one more thing, for obvious reasons, this series is going to focus a little bit more on Rome than the other factions because, you know, I think Rome is the most interesting. Of course I'm still going to look and see how Carthage is doing and how the Greeks are doing and all of that, but it's going to be Rome focused. Not in an annoying way where you don't see the rest of it, but just trust me, I'm gonna get it right. I'm MELKOR. When do I ever make mistakes? By the way, if anyone answers that honestly in the comment section, I will delete your comment, just as a heads up. So on the Brutii front, it seems like they're making a move on Apollonia, as usual, trying to get a good setup here in Greece and build a bit of a stronghold, and then, yes. Where are the Brutii going to go, do you think? Are they going to actually cross the sea for once and take Turkey, or are they just going to take over the Greeks and expand north? I think that could definitely be interesting. Meanwhile, the Scipii, they've got some troops down here ready. They usually take the time to get started, do the Scipii, because they're up against both Carthage and the Greeks, and two quite good settlements as well, especially Syracuse, so they do struggle a bit at the start. But you know, let's see how they do. And the Julii is always a toin toss. Sometimes they actually get destroyed by the Gauls, sometimes they actually build quite a decent empire, so yeah, as I said, it's always a toin toss with them. And well done to the Brutii for taking Apollonia. So now they're probably going to either move on to the Greeks, or they might move north for the other rebel settlement of Salona. Armenia's getting involved now. Come on, Armenia. Sadly a faction that we don't get to see that often, but yeah, hopefully we can build a bit of an empire here. I did in my last time lapse, which was quite interesting. Armenia actually built an empire. The Gauls seem interested in the Julii right now, they've got an army here. If they're quick enough, they might be able to have the troops to take Avetium, but I doubt they're going to be quick enough. I think the Julii will be able to bring some troops in to stop them. Yeah, they should be fine, but still, this could be a bit of a threat for the Julii. If we get a general down here as well, then it has potential. I doubt anything will come of this, but it has potential. I like how Pontus's empire is looking here. They've got a good stronghold of 4 settlements in the north of Turkey, and Macedon seem interested in Byzantium. They're probably going to take this. So that will be a good trading settlement for them as well. Like having a few along the coast here, that will be quite good. The Brutii seem to be just organising their troops ready to make the invasion. The Julii the same. And the Scipii just do absolutely nothing for the first 20 turns as always. But eventually I think the Scipii do eventually build a decent sized empire, but they take a while to get started. Of course, I've got, you know, they have the most difficult start of the Roman factions. They actually have to go up against walls. Whereas the Brutii, a few rebel settlements here, and then the Julii, you know, they're just fighting barbarians. Oh, poor Macedon. They actually lost their siege of Byzantium. That's unfortunate for them, but it's still kind of funny as well. What is going on here? The Julii in Greece. Okay, all the other Roman factions seem to be acting normal, but why are the Julii here? They don't have that many troops, but... Okay, that's kind of weird. Unexpected. They came over on this boat. No idea why. Oh, whatever, I'm just gonna let it pass. Now, it would make sense if they had a general with them, and they were coming here to recruit some mercenaries like the Hoplites and Cretan archers, and then they were going to take them back home to use against the barbarians. That would make sense, but this is the AI, it doesn't think like that. So I've got no idea what they're doing. Oh, now Pontus is going to have a go at Byzantium. There's a fun fact, by the way, out of all the factions that start in the Middle East, none of them can actually cross this water strip here. Only one can actually cross it, and that's Pontus. So Egypt cannot cross this water, Seleucids can't, Parthia can't, I don't know about Armenia, but Pontus can. And that's just something I always found interesting. That was... I don't know if that was programmed in intentionally or whatever, but yeah, it just doesn't happen for the others, but Pontus can do it. I don't know why that is. You know, it might happen if you give them like another 10,000 turns or something, I don't really know. But I've never seen it happen for any faction other than Pontus. So it's just, yeah. This is the weird stuff that you pick up when you do so many AI-only stuff. Loads of weird stuff. It was actually the Gauls to attack Salona, and they took it as well. So yeah, that's going to cause a problem for the Brutii, as I'm sure the Brutii were interested in taking this settlement at one point, but yeah, now it's all of a sudden a bit more difficult for them. And these Romans are still here, still don't know what they're doing. The first piece of diplomacy has begun. The Greek city-states have signed an alliance with Gaul. Kinda makes sense, they have a common enemy in the Brutii, or just the Romans, I guess. So yeah, that's kind of an interesting alliance there. There's no wars being declared yet, by the way. No wars. But yeah, if Gaul can move down south, the Greeks move north, and the Greeks, they have a lot of troops by the looks of things, so... yeah, that could really set the Romans back. Although the Gauls do have to be worried here. They don't have any troops at all on this front, and the Romans do, so if war does begin with the Romans, they're going to lose some settlements very early on. Oh, these Spanish are coming far north. Wonder what they're interested in. Seems like they're interested in going to war with Gaul. Yeah, that's a definite sign of that. They're thinking about war. But I don't know where this one's interested in going. Weird. Why does the Julii have such a big navy? Like, they've got ships here and there, here, they've got another 3 there. They've got some more boats down here. Are the Julii planning on becoming the sea power or something? Now this sort of navy would make sense for, I don't know, the Scipii or maybe even the Brutii, but not the Julii. They can go the entire campaign without a single boat. They don't need it for all these lands that they usually take. Oh well, Julii, you do your thing. I'm not gonna judge. The Seleucid Empire is looking kind of strong right now. No one's gone to war with them yet, and yeah, so that's always good for the Seleucids. They just need time to get to the late game because they've got really good troops late game. The Seleucids have won these AI onlys before, it has happened. So if they can survive just a little bit longer to the late game, then who knows, they could actually win this. Imagine that the Seleucids win out of all the factions. Well, weird stuff do happen in these. We have had Parthia win before, which was weird. Is this diplomatic information? Okay, so we got our first wars going on. So the SBQR has declared war on Carthage. Or Carthage declared war on them. Oh, they've landed. They've actually landed with an army. Now, this is not going to do anything at all, but still, I like how it looks. Come on, Hanno, get your revenge. Oh, no, this is Captain Anibas, but still. If anyone saw my Tale of Two Empires series, you would get that. So first of all, what this means is that, you know, the SBQ they're fine. They're going to destroy the Carthaginian army, and I doubt Carthage is going to. Ooh, actually, right. It's only 10 troops, so altogether they have 13 troops. I still don't think it's going to be enough, but imagine if Carthage took Rome. That's never happened before in an AI only. Carthage always gets destroyed. This could be really interesting. But what it also means is now the Roman factions are going to go to war with Carthage eventually, and hopefully the Scipii should be able to take this settlement here from the Carthaginians. It was the Spanish who declared war on them, as we can see here. They put Corduba under siege. Can Captain Admetos hold out? Let's find out. I'm of course making jokes about an older series that I did. So, some of you might get it, some of you probably won't if you're kind of new to the channel, but yeah. In a weird way, I kind of want to see the Spanish do well and take Corduba, but I also want to see Carthage destroy Rome. I think that would be a really interesting start if the SBQR falls in the first 20 turns to Carthage. Because as soon as the city of Rome falls, that's it, civil war between the Roman factions. And if this starts this early on, this is going to be such an interesting series. Imagine civil war right now between these. Of course. You know what? Everything makes sense now, all of a sudden. Everything makes sense. They wanted Athens, and they've got some more troops coming to help them out as well. The Julii, they just want Athens. That's why they came all the way down here. I love AI onlys. It's so beautiful at times. Okay, so the SBQR defeated that first Carthaginian army. I can't actually find that big one. I've checked all these ships here, and it's no longer on a boat, I don't think. So I don't really know where it is, but I'm sure it'll pop up sooner or later. We got some, a ceasefire. Okay, the Romans and Carthage have signed peace, so the Carthaginians must have pulled back. The Romans must have gotten worried then for a second. Interesting. Well, eventually this war will kick off again, and, you know, Rome and Carthage will have a brutal war at some point, don't worry. We'll definitely see that. They might have a ceasefire now. Wait, was that the First Punic War? Oh, it was so boring. But of course, Carthage, they still have the Spanish to deal with. And I think that's maybe why they were willing to sign peace. They didn't want to have wars on two fronts. So yeah, that does make sense for Carthage, but it doesn't make too much sense for the Romans. Surely the Romans should have been able to beat them. Once we get the Scipii involved as well, that should have been easy. Okay, so the Brutii have Crete under siege, and they took it. So yeah, we now get some Cretan archers and some good phalanxes from there. Although I don't know if Brutii would recruit mercenaries, but still. Like the siege of Byzantium, Pontus, they're heavily invested in Byzantium right now. They want it, and they of course took it. So well done to Pontus. They now hold Byzantium, and Macedon. They're looking at them, and they don't look happy. Yeah, Macedon is not happy about that. I think they're probably just waiting for Pontus to move their army, and then they'll go and put it under siege again. That's what I'm guessing. An alliance has been announced between the Seleucid Empire and Armenia, so that helps the Seleucids out a little bit. It defends their northern border, and now we can concentrate on either Parthia, Egypt or Pontus. They're surrounded by so many enemies, that's why it's always difficult for the Seleucids, but if they can get a few allies and cover some of their settlements that way, then yeah, they can definitely do well. They do have potential. And there we go again. Carthage and the Romans are at war. Now, now this is a lot of troops, and I've got it blockaded as well. Come on, Carthage. I don't know if I've got the troops to do it. I'm very unsure. I don't know. But I really want to see it, because this never happens before. They, to the best of my knowledge from what I see from AI onlys, they never have done anything like this with this amount of troops. So I really do kind of want to see it. Although I doubt they will, because they're against such a massive army. The Gauls don't seem that interested in their main homeland here. They're more interested in going further east and getting involved in the Balkans, with their alliance with Greece as well. Looks like they... Ooh, Rome built a fort, although that's going to go soon. But yeah, yeah, it's weird how we're going this way instead. Right, the Julii managed to take Athens, so that should be really good for them. It gives them a stronghold in Greece, and it's quite a wealthy settlement as well, so that should bring in some money. Okay, we have some diplomacy being declared here. Scythia and Thrace are now at war, and the Greeks have signed an alliance, weirdly with the Spanish, but I'm sure they'll have their reasons why. So yes, Thrace and Scythia. This is going to be a weird war, so like, it's two factions that are probably going to get destroyed later in the game anyway, but still, you know, I'll keep checking this war out and see how it goes. But basically have the same amount of troops on the front line. So I doubt this war's going to really go anywhere. But let's check out Rome. Oh, SPQRY. I'm guessing Carthage pulled one army back here, and the SPQR went to chase them down and destroyed them. But now they've left Rome open. If they've got elephants in this army, they could walk in this turn, destroy Rome, start the civil war. Carthage have so much potential right now. Please, I want to see them do it so much. Please, Carthage. Don't mess this up. Ah, and you can tell that I think they were put under siege. They definitely tried, but the Romans came in and destroyed the Carthaginian army. You can see a bit of a devastation here. And then, of course, Carthage was forced out. That was definitely interesting to see. They could have actually done it if they had elephants and had attacked that turn, but sadly the SBQR, no, they forced them out, and yeah, it's all over. I'm guessing soon the Scipii will go to war with Carthage and all the other Roman factions as well. And I can see Carthage collapsing soon now. Once the Julii send their armies down, they've got the navy to do it, and the Scipii as well. They're gonna fall. They did also lose Corduba to the Spanish as well, so maybe they can bring it back, but I doubt it. And as expected, all the Roman factions now have gone to war with Carthage. Some alliances have been signed also, which people do like to see me go over. So Greece and Numidia. Again, what are the Greeks doing? Are they doing what Milan was doing in the last Medieval 2 AI only, going for some weird diplomatic victory by signing an alliance with everyone? That's what it seems like right now. Greece and Gaul, Greece and Spain, Greece and Numidia. Carthage and Gaul have signed an alliance as well. That does make sense. And as they both share a common enemy in the Romans now, maybe Gaul might be interested in going for the Julii. Seems like the Julii is actually going for them, but I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. And of course, there's Pontus and Macedon I saw as well. Macedon did that. No, Pontus did that just to defend Byzantium, I think, but still, they should be a little bit worried about Thrace. If they bring some troops down, then that could cause a few issues. Riot's War is declared here, but a volcano of Etna erupts, so that should weaken the Scipii a little bit, but still, if they group up all their armies, they should be able to take this settlement here, and then hopefully eventually all of Greece. There was a race for second to Halicarnassus. The Seleucids got there first, but the Egyptians was certainly showing interest in this, because it's got quite a good wonder as well. Increased construction time on some buildings, which is definitely good. And as expected, but basically, as I said, the Scipii grouped up their armies and now they're moving on to Carthage. I think they've got the troops for it, but who knows? Maybe not actually. Maybe they don't have troops, so they have to go up against walls as well. It's easy for Carthage to bring in reinforcements, I think. Maybe not, I don't know. Carthage desperately trying at this point to land some troops. Do we have any more? No, they don't really have any more troops, I think. Yeah, Carthage right now is investing too heavily into this, into Rome at this point, and I think that's going to be their downfall. The Seleucids took Halicarnassus, well done to them, that's a good one done to their name, but that could cause trouble with Egypt, because they've got an army here, and what are they going to do with their army? Well, they've got to use it, so maybe they'll use it to go to war with the Seleucids, so that could cause a few problems for them. Maybe not, I don't know. Right, now the wars are really starting to kick off. The Seleucids and Parthia are at war, Macedon and Thrace as well, so... And of course Scythia and Macedon are allies. So yeah, they share a common enemy in Thrace, so they declare an alliance. Okay, so Seleucia is probably going to fall to Parthia. They've definitely got the troops there. That's not actually their capital. Their capital is Antioch, if anyone was wondering. Even though it's called Seleucia, but whatever. And then of course the Parthians are going to cross through, and Parthia, if they take all these Seleucids, all these territories from the Seleucids, and they've definitely got a lot of troops, then they could be looking quite good, but usually it's Egypt who wins down here. Usually it's Egypt. You know, stuff could happen to them. Right, so they put it under siege. They're definitely confident they can do this. Carthage should not be confident that they can do this, though. What have they got troops up here for? Okay, I like this fort by the Brutii here. It blocks off the Gauls from getting down here. And they've kind of got the Julii blocking the Greeks from getting through, so... Yeah, I like this defensive here, but we need... The Brutii, what are they doing? They need to get all the troops together, and we need to make a push onto the Greeks now. Because there's not that much time. It's not like a time-lapse where there's 540 turns. There's only 340 turns, and usually it does take the Romans quite a while to get started, so they need to make a push now. The Julii are weirdos. They're so weird. Look at where they are right now. Right in the middle of Dacia. Now, when they did this in Greece, it worked for them. They took Athens. But what are they possibly going for here? I've got no idea. Macedon put this settlement here under siege. Yeah, they should be able to take that. And of course, the Scythians are keeping Thrace occupied in the north. I doubt Thrace has that much longer left. And there we go. Egypt and the Seleucids are at war. For a ceasefire between Thrace and Scythia, so no, they're not going to do that. And Thrace has become a sovereign kingdom of Macedon. I'll check that out soon. I just want to see how... Yeah, so Egypt, as I said, they had to do something with this army. They put Halicarnassus under siege. I doubt the Seleucids can get the troops here quick enough, so they'll probably end up taking that. The Greeks, they seem interested in Pontus. I'll definitely have to check out that front. And of course, they've got the troops down here as well. So I think this is where it ends for the Seleucids. I think this is it for them. Yeah, they're going to start losing settlements very quickly. And all they really need now is Pontus to go to war with them, and then there's no chance. But still, I doubt there's much chance as it is. Okay, so what I'm guessing happened is Macedon did vassalize Thrace, and they became a protectorate for them. But instantly, on that same turn, Macedon re-went to war and put them under siege. Just some weird diplomacy stuff that the AI does there. Oh well, I think they're going to take this settlement. Or maybe they might pull out and vassalize them again. I don't know. And now Greece is getting involved in the war as well. Of course, the Julii are at war with the Greeks. So, yeah, they've got some troops here. There's going to be a few small skirmishes, I think, but if anything, this is going to work in Greece's favour for now. as they don't probably take Athens from them, but eventually the Brutii will go to war with them, and the Scipii as well, they'll start coming over here, and yeah, I think this is probably also going to be where it ends for the Greeks as well. I can't see them surviving against the Romans. Oh wow, that's a lot that's just happened there. So first of all, we'll go through each one then. Gaul and the Spanish. Yeah, so Spain put this settlement under siege, and Gaul, they're probably going to just hold out across on this side of the mountains, and Spain on this side of the mountains. I think it's going to be a win for Spain overall, but I can't see this war going too much further. Numidia and Egypt, yeah, maybe something might happen. Oh, they've got Memphis under siege, but the Egyptians will just come in with reinforcements. It'll be fine for them. Armenia and Parthia, okay, let's quickly see. Right, so Armenia put one of their settlements under siege. Armenia could build an empire inside of Parthia here. That's something I hope to see. The Romans, of course, have gone to war with the Greeks. The Gaul and the Greeks have broken their alliance. And Macedon and Dacia are now allies. Yeah, again, they both probably hate Thrace or something. And well done, Macedon, for taking this settlement here. Okay, so it seems like the Scipii got defeated over here and Carthage held out, forcing them back. Now Pontus and Parthia have decided to bring down the Seleucid Empire. I'm guessing this was probably a one-turn ceasefire. Sometimes this happens that AI signs a ceasefire with a faction and then goes to war with them, so we just get another war message but we don't get a ceasefire message. Just a weird thing about the AI. Gauls and the British are at war, so I'll go check that out now. Thrace and Pontus are allies. Yeah, makes sense, okay. Britain and the Germans are allies because they both don't like the Gauls. And Thrace and Macedon have declared a ceasefire. Okay, so Britain over here, they have Alesia under siege, the Gallic capital, but the Gauls have got the troops. I think they're going to be able to force them out. But the Germans, they've got a lot of soldiers. If they start flooding into Gaul now, they could do a lot of damage. Cross the Alps as well, take them here, take the settlements here as well. They could do a lot of damage onto the Gauls. All they need to do is move, I guess. And they're definitely on the move. Right, the Gauls forced them back. Although the British could attack now and destroy this army and then move in for the city, unless the Germans get there first. I think Gaul is going to become very interesting. I think they're going to fall, but to who? Are the British going to take the land? Are the Germans going to take the land? Or perhaps are the Romans going to take the land? They're not at war with them yet, but you know, it's still something that could happen. Oh, a lot of alliances. Yeah, I'm not going to read all of those there, you can see them there. The Seleucids and the Egyptians have signed a ceasefire. I'm guessing, you know, Egypt only wanted Halicarnassus, but you know, they did enough. They took one settlement from them. It looks like Pontus had to take another. Parthia has not taken Seleucia yet. I'm guessing they failed on one of their attacks, but yeah, the Seleucids, they managed to bring some armies over, but I think it should fall eventually. Well done to Armenia for taking this settlement here from the Parthians, messing them up a little bit. It looks like Parthia are interested in moving north to try and reclaim it, but it also seems like they're interested in taking Seleucia as well, so they're a little bit divided. Speaking about Parthia being divided, like, whose idea was this settlement here? Whose idea was this? Well done to the Seleucid Empire there for holding out in Seleucia. Yeah, they pushed back the Parthians a bit. Parthians still have some troops around, but the Seleucids, they need to get on the defensive, I think. There we go, the Brutii have Thermon under siege. I think the Greeks could force them back, but you know, still they're showing some interest, so the next army will be larger. Carthage, still trying. Gaul and the Julii now have some very large armies on the border. We could see something happen here soon. The British have Alesia under siege. Is it going to be the same again where they're going to get pushed back? Or this time they might actually win the battle because Gaul is slightly weaker this time. And if we can get the Germans coming in and back them up, yeah, we could actually take this. The Greek city-states are now at war with Egypt. Halicarnassus might become involved, or Rhodes maybe. I think, did they take this from the Greeks? Yeah, I think Egypt just took Rhodes on that turn. Maybe we'll start with it. I can't remember all these islands. I think it's actually Greek, but the Egyptians have now taken it. Yeah, I think that's what happened. Maybe they're interested in Pergamon as well. And here we are. On the final turn of episode 1, the Romans have gone to war with the Gauls, and so have the Germans as well. We're about to see the downfall of the Gauls. But who's going to take most of the land? I think all 3 factions has potential here to take a lot of land. But which one's going to gain the most out of this? I doubt the Gauls are going to put up too much resistance. They might fight back a bit here. But so ends this first episode, and I hope you've enjoyed. What have we seen this episode? Well, we've seen all the rebel settlements get eaten up by the different factions, and some empires begin to form. Such as, of course, one that I haven't talked about that much is Dacia. They've taken a few lands up here, but mostly the Germans, the Gauls, even the Seleucids and Pontus as well. But weirdly, some of these big empires that are built up are about to collapse, such as the Seleucids and the Gauls, which we should hopefully see in the second episode. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I'm going to make a time-lapse of it in the end as well. I'm taking a screenshot of the map at the end of every turn. Hope to see you in the next one. Please do subscribe so that you get notified for it. I think it's definitely going to get interesting. Oh, and Thermon fell to the Greeks. To the Romans, sorry. Of course, there's done this stuff that I always miss. That always happens with these. I can't watch everything. But most of it I do pick up on, and yeah, it's usually a good series. Of course, the first episode is a bit slow at times because of the rebels and everything, but yeah, this is where things really start to happen. The Gauls, they're about to collapse, and yeah, a new empire is going to emerge within them, but which one? Either way, hope you've enjoyed, hope to see you in the next one, and good.